I'm getting too bold. I don't know what's happening. I'm getting too bold. Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. I'm Lindsay, and I actually just filmed a video where I was talking about reading challenges and how, like, I don't think people should feel bad if they're not reading as much as their favorite influencers that they see are reading like upwards of 100, 200, whatever books, because we don't know their lives, their stories, whatever, and how they're able to do that. Honestly, I can't wrap my head around how they're able to do that, but that was the whole thing. It was like, don't feel bad if you can't do that, if you're a slow reader, whatever. I don't care as long as people are reading. And then I was like, this video is all over the place, and I have a more important topic that I want to discuss. That, you know, that video might have gotten me hate. This video might give me hate too. And I also want to say something I said at the beginning of that video that I've actually deleted it. I just straight up was like, format SD card, we're not doing that. I'm not meaning to throw shade at any specific people. I'm not trying to argue with people on the internet. I really don't want to. This video is for people who need it. Sometimes you have to give a lukewarm take that might piss some people off for other people who really need it, like need this support and need this encouragement and need people in their corner. So that's what this video is for. If you've seen the title, it's about book analysis. I just like messing that up on purpose for funsies. So basically, I will likely also be conferring with my notes on my phone from time to time because I want to make sure I'm getting my point across as efficiently and effectively as I can. I'm not as good at verbalizing my thoughts as writing them down. So I don't want to look like I'm reading the whole time. That's why I didn't put up a teleprompter, because I tend to, like, when it's on my iPad, just look like I'm reading off my iPad. Even though, I said this before, like, I literally have a degree in broadcasting, and all I did during college was read off a teleprompter and learn how to not look like I was reading, and in my reels, I don't feel like I look like I'm reading, but anyway, I digress. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. Did you know that books can be interpreted in different ways? Basically, the whole point of this is in defense of people who are like, to me this means this. And if the author, again, doesn't say it doesn't, if they're not saying it doesn't, who are you? Who am I? Who is anyone other than the person who wrote the book to say, no, it means something else? Even if it goes against what you believe it means, that doesn't mean they're wrong. That doesn't mean you're wrong. This video is about agreeing to disagree. This is mainly about this is mainly about, that was for Jess or anyone else who has watched Yu-Gi-Oh! This is mainly about social media, because this is where I see most of the takes. I'm not on TikTok, I'm not on BookTok. I see some of it on Instagram. I am not super active on Instagram either. I do find myself on Tumblr a lot, and I'll get more into how Tumblr is my favorite social media because of the way you can curate your own experience on there. Which, if they change that, they're done. When someone disagrees with you on something that isn't, again, explicitly stated in the text this way, they don't deserve hate just for disagreeing with you. They don't. They do not. You don't even, listen, this is where this gets kind of controversial. You don't even need to make a post about how you disagree with them. You don't even have to make a post that, how can people believe that this means this? I do think, I'm gonna be honest, I think a lot of people who post stuff like this are younger. So I hope that they'll learn to just like chill out and stay in their own little side of the fandom. I think what people need to understand is that people have different backgrounds. They have different life experiences, they have different upbringings, so things can mean different things to them based on that. Like, this reminds me of my experience with this, and that's why I think it means that. Whereas For someone else, they haven't experienced that and they believe it means this. It's okay. It's alright. It can mean both of those things. This is what this whole video is about, alright? I think a lot of people that get defensive about seeing someone with a different opinion, different interpretation of their favorite medias, whatever, books, whatever. This is about books mainly, but they get very defensive because they're like, well, I'm not wrong. They don't want to feel like they're wrong. They don't want to feel like they interpreted it wrong. Like they didn't understand it, whatever. And you're not. You didn't interpret it wrong. You didn't understand it wrong. Again, if the author didn't say it means this, and I can understand there's some stuff that like has traditionally, this is this tradition. Why can't words traditionally have meant this, that, or the other thing? I understand that. Language has been around forever, and things are constantly getting new meanings. You know what I mean? Or people are just like people add personalization to things, meaning other things. My main argument here actually comes from what I learned in my English literature courses, especially at university, because my professors always told me that if you can back up your argument, your book analysis, whatever, it's valid. If you want to believe that Frankenstein is about child abuse, if you can go and find sources, I mean, in school you have to find sources, but this is more just like having an argument to back that up, to say this is what the monster is doing that resembles an abused child, and this is what Dr. Frankenstein has done to resemble an abuser and all that kind of stuff, then you have a valid argument, a valid analysis, then you interpreted the book. And I get, like I said, it can be very touchy when it's your favorite book, when it's your favorite characters they're making analyses of. I completely understand. I've seen some takes on my favorite characters that I do not agree with in the slightest, and I might go, in my head, I'm like, no. Or I'll tell my friend, I'll be like, you know, someone said this thing, and I don't agree with it, and this is why I don't agree with it. Because I also take it as an opportunity to, like, kind of, I guess, exercise my brain a little bit and dive deeper into my analysis, whatever, of the character of the book, whatever. And so I think that's a really fun spin to take on it, as opposed to hating on them, as opposed to making a post about it, as opposed to just making up some drama that there doesn't need to be. I just like, can we not? Like, it's the internet, y'all. Go outside. I go, or like, go read your favorite book. Like, it honestly, biggest advice I can give you, something on the internet is too hard for you to ignore, to tune out if you can't curate your feed so you don't have to see that. Log off. Go do something you love. Do not wallow in the anger. I mean, like, feel anger. It's a valid emotion. It's okay to feel anger. It's how you react to anger, how you act when you are angry, that matters. So sometimes the best thing to do, especially when it comes to things on the internet that make you want to send people hate, the best thing to do is log off and go do something you know that will make you happy. That was a side tangent I did not expect to take. It was an important one, because the whole point of this is nothing good is going to come out of you going, you're wrong, you didn't understand the book. Like what? It might make you feel better in the moment. I don't know why. Like, personally, I would feel bad saying that to someone, but in the long run, you've just hurt someone else, you know? Like, you've caused, and again, this video was more for the people that are getting that hate, to say you're not wrong, and I'm sorry that these people are taking out, like, I feel like I want to explain how those people, like I said, might be defensive and all that stuff for the people who have gotten hate, or have even just seen posts that, like, if you think this, you're wrong, or like, how could anybody think this? Like, you didn't read the book. You clearly didn't understand the book. And so that's why I kind of wanted to explain, like, these people may be coming from a place where they're just very defensive, and they're a little insecure themselves about their ability to interpret a book, so they're saying, no, I'm right, you're wrong, because there's no way I interpreted it wrong. Again, neither of you did, actually. Good news. The biggest thing that I can say for everybody that I think a lot of people in fandom need to hear, someone loving someone differently than you doesn't mean either of you are loving it wrong. The biggest thing is that you both love something and are passionate about something and have something that makes you happy, and that's what's most important. Just let it be from there. Like, you're not wrong, they're not wrong. Just appreciate the fact that you both love something, you know? That is beautiful. If you're unable to agree to disagree, you're unable to stand that, like I said, block. Editing Lindsay here, because before I get more into blocking and curating your own feed, I do want to encourage people to get a little comfortable with agreeing to disagree, especially in fandom spaces, because everyone has their own headcanons, and it can be interesting to see different analyses. The only people I personally have blocked are the ones who are like, this is the only valid interpretation, and if you believe this, you haven't read the book, and that kind of stuff. So I think blocking is a good tool for avoiding fandom drama, like blocking the people who cause that kind of drama. But like I said, for the most part, try to agree to disagree. I don't know, could be fun. That's why, like, despite it being a hell site, Tumblr is my favorite social media. Well, not, I mean, you can block on like all different social medias, but it is the best for curating your own fandom experience. You don't have to see stuff from your fandom, from people you don't follow, from tags you don't follow. And if people are posting things in the tags of the fandom that you don't agree with, I highly recommend not following the tag and instead following specific blogs that you know you agree with. And if you see something you disagree with, if you're getting the urge to send hate, try to hit block instead. Try to block them instead. Like, if you need to like write in your journal that they're wrong, fine, that's fine. And that's also, like I said, an opportunity for you to exercise your analyzing skills, whatever. It's a time for you to be like, these are my headcanons. This is what my interpretation of the book is. It can turn into a fun time for you outside of the social media. Just log off, like I said. But that's my like biggest piece of advice. If after all of this you're like, I know I have to, like, it makes me so mad to see people's interpretations that are different than mine. I can't just accept the fact that there can be more than one interpretations. Then the only other advice I can give you is just block, just curate your own social media experience on places like Tumblr. Log off of TikTok if you need to. I mean, I'm honestly just, yeah, that's the biggest thing. And like, honestly, I don't want to receive hate on this post. I prepare myself for that and whatever, and I don't read my comments majority of the time. Like I've said before, I only read my comments if I know like a friend of mine or like a family member of mine has commented, and then I go to like their comment. But because of the unfortunate fact that there's just gonna be hate on the internet, when you're on the internet, you have to be open to the possibility of hate. I'm not gonna read my own comments. But I think if I did make you mad, this would be a good time to practice just logging off and just going to do something you like instead and curating your own social media experience. I do hope I didn't make anyone too mad though. The whole point of this was just to kind of try to, I guess, what's the word? I guess kind of like mediate in some of this drama that I'm seeing, and to kind of say, I do understand both sides. I completely understand taking things, like, I love this so much, this is so personal to me, I can't stand other opinions. I do understand that. But I also understand that hate isn't the way to go, and how it can make people feel bad when you're like, your interpretation is wrong, and how did you even read the book, and like that kind of stuff. So the whole point of, like, I hope I was able to really get that point across, that I understand both point of views. But I really wanted to make this video because I felt like it needed to be made, and I'm not like, who am I to, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Didn't complete a sentence, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Like, I understand I'm not the, what I'm trying to say is I'm not like an authority figure here. You don't have to listen to me. But sometimes I do encourage speaking your truth, and it's hard. I've seen it in the Narnia fandom a lot. People talking about like LGBT QIA rights. and how that's very important to them, and how, or like speaking about how they're not Christian. Like, I'm not Christian and I love Narnia, and I've seen a lot of people, and I encourage people to continue to say like, hey, I've seen some hate in the fandom for this, and I have to let you know I'm not Christian. I have to let you know that I'm part of this community, or that I believe in the rights, and I can't stand hate for this community. I think there are some things like that where it's way more important to speak your truth, and this obviously isn't that level, but I did want to speak my truth on this and my opinion on this, because I do hope it can help some people and help alleviate some fandom drama. There's unfortunately always going to be some fandom drama. I don't see a lot of it because I've curated my own social media experience, and that's why I've said this like 5 times, this is why I wanted to make this video, but that is one of the reasons why I want to make this video, is because I have in the past seen this kind of stuff, and it's so much better when you don't. And so that was a big driving factor here. And my camera's gonna die again, and I do have a 3rd battery, but I don't think it's charged. So thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you agree with me. If you are into books and reading and fantasy and cosplay and that kind of stuff, that is the content that I have been making and will continue to make. And again, I really hope I didn't ruffle too many feathers, and I really hope it didn't seem like I was attacking specific people. This was just, I don't know, an attempt to try to make peace on the internet. I don't know what I'm doing there. Why would I think I could do that? All right, bye.